What you're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the best political American speeches I've ever heard in my entire life. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has just proved again that he is one of the biggest all-stars that this cabinet has ever seen, and maybe this country has ever seen. At the Munich, I have to share this with you. At the Munich Security Conference, Rubio sharply criticized mass migration as a crisis destabilizing Western societies and energy policies tied to climate goals that impoverish populations. He urged Europe and America to revive their shared Christian faith, culture, and history. And this speech earned multiple standing ovations. This is the best speech I've heard in a very, very long time from an American head of state. Watch this.
But the euphoria of this triumph led us to a dangerous delusion that we had entered, quote, the end of history, that every nation would now be a liberal democracy, that the ties formed by trade and by commerce alone would now replace nationhood, that the rules-based global order, an overused term, would now replace the national interest, and that we would now live in a world without borders where everyone became a citizen of the world. This was a foolish idea that ignored both human nature and it ignored the lessons of over 5,000 years of recorded human history. And it has cost us dearly. In this delusion, we embraced a dogmatic vision of free and unfettered trade, even as some nations protected their economies and subsidized their companies to systematically undercut ours, shuttering our plants, resulting in large parts of our societies being deindustrialized, shipping millions of working and middle-class jobs overseas, and handing control of our critical supply chains to both adversaries and rivals. We increasingly outsourced our sovereignty to international institutions while many nations invested in massive welfare states at the cost of maintaining the ability to defend themselves. This, even as other countries have invested in the most rapid military buildup in all of human history and have not hesitated to use hard power to pursue their own interests. To appease a climate cult, we have imposed energy policies on ourselves that are impoverishing our people, even as our competitors exploit oil and coal and natural gas and anything else, not just to power their economies, but to use as leverage against our own. And in a pursuit of a world without borders, we opened our doors to an unprecedented wave of mass migration that threatens the cohesion of our societies, the continuity of our culture, and the future of our people. We made these mistakes together, and now together we owe it to our people to face those facts and to move forward to rebuild. Under President Trump, the United States of America will once again take on the task of renewal and restoration, driven by a vision of a future as proud, as sovereign, and as vital as our civilization's past. And while we are prepared, if necessary, to do this alone, it is our preference and it is our hope to do this together with you, our friends here in Europe. For the United States and Europe, we belong together. America was founded 250 years ago, but the roots began here on this continent long before. The men who settled and built the nation of my birth arrived on our shores carrying the memories and the traditions and the Christian faith of their ancestors as a sacred inheritance, an unbreakable link between the old world and the new. We are part of one civilization, Western civilization. We are bound to one another by the deepest bonds that nations could share, forged by centuries of shared history, Christian faith, culture, heritage, language, ancestry, and the sacrifices our forefathers made together for the common civilization to which we have fallen heir. And so this is why we Americans may sometimes come off as a little direct and urgent in our counsel.
Preach it, Marco.
This is why President Trump demands seriousness and reciprocity from our friends here in Europe.
Yep.
The reason why, my friends, is because we care deeply. We care deeply about your future and ours. And if at times we disagree, our disagreements come from our profound sense of concern about a Europe with which we are connected, not just economically, not just militarily. We are connected spiritually, and we are connected culturally. We want Europe to be strong. We believe that Europe must survive. Because the two great wars of the last century serve for us as history's constant reminder that ultimately our destiny is and will always be intertwined with yours. Because we know that the fate of Europe will never be irrelevant to our own.
Wow, wow, wow is all I can say. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what true leadership is. Show this to your children. This should be shown in every single university, political science course, world history, United States history course from kindergarten, grammar school, high school, to the university. And it probably won't, because this has become such a politically hot climate right now in our country. And a lot of it has to do with the fact, what I'm fighting, what this channel is fighting, and other independent media channel are fighting, new media, of the people, by the people, for the people. We're fighting a monster. We're fighting a giant who continues ceaselessly every single day to spew misinformation, lies, hate, and deceit. And it all revolves around this uncontrollable, impulsive, emotional, illogical hate for one man who won an open and free election. They're just being crybabies. They're sore losers. So the woke media apparatus will frown on this speech. They won't share this speech, but you can. Share this with everybody. I just want to go over some highlights. He talked about cultivating our ancestors, our faith, our traditions. We are intertwined continentally. This is Western civilization. If you've seen what's happened in the UK, I know we got a lot of UK viewers and listeners, seen what's happened in France, seen what's happened all over Europe, Germany. It's just tragic. Spain, it's completely tragic. Italy, look what's happened in Rome. This idea of multiculturalism, this Obama-led philosophy of just letting anybody in based on the color of their skin, based on things that don't have anything to do with merit, anything to do with American values or Western ideals and civilization. Charlie Kirk, God rest his soul, warned us Islam is not compatible with the Western world. Look what's happening in Iran right now. This demonic Stone Age philosophy regime is massacring tens of thousands of innocent people who are sick and tired of living under the tyrannical oppression of Islam. Iran was highly stabilizing for that region when the Shah was in power. Allies with Israel, allies with the UK, allies with the United States, had a great relationship with Nixon. Carter effed everything up. What an interesting coincidence. He was a Democrat. The second worst president maybe of all time, besides Vegetable in Chief, Joe Biden. Share this speech. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this speech in the comments down below. God bless you. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. This guy is phenomenal. And he speaks from the heart. He speaks from grit. He speaks from coming from nothing. He is the personification of the American dream. And I hope to God he sticks around. I hope to God he runs for president, vice president. A pretty hot ticket would be J.D. Vance and Rubio, don't you think? I mean, we got a lot of good combinations. Tulsi Gabbard, Pete Hegseth. By the way, free poll. Who would you like to see be the next America First ticket in 2028? There's rumors that Kamala and AOC. Oh, God, that would be disastrous. Stephen A. Smith is thinking about putting his hat in the ring. I called that years ago. I said, watch, this guy's going to run. Your boy Nez was absolutely right about that. Free poll. Let me know in the comments down below. Who would you like to see? Vance Rubio, Vance Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard. Who would you like to see as the 2028 ticket? I can't wait to hear from you. As always, please tap that thumbs up, share this with everybody. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.